Hope you're ready for this one, because we've got not one, not even two, but three completely different and completely dope EDC fixies to look at today. Stick around. What's up, Kripple Krew? EDC with DBD, disabled but deadly, and yes, we're going to be taking a look at fixies today, but first I wanted to let you know that due to popular demand, County Com has brought back their collab Vosteed Nightshade. The large version is back. These sold out very quickly. There's only 500 available. They are in contoured and micro milled Ultim with Nitro V Stonewash blade with a full flat grind. You've got titanium pocket clips, a brass pivot collar, or copper pivot collar, and a reversible pocket clip. You get these along with a Maritac Back to Basics flashlight. And if you use code EDC with DBD, comes in at only $90. These are a very good deal, folks. You know I use this knife quite a bit, and I carry my Maritac flashlight every single day. So, just want to let you know about those. But now, do me a favor, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. But we're going to get right into it with the Lothar Porcupine. And the Lothar Porcupine is a full tang knife, single-edged, with an overall length of 6.7 inches. We've got a 2.46 inch blade length on this 14C28N knife, and G10 Scales. With the sheath, this comes in at only 3.92 ounces. And you can use their included clip to carry this vertically or horizontally. This would also clip to a pack or molly gear or your plate carrier very well. But it also comes with a black ball chain, so you can carry this as a neck knife. And this, is definitely, it's light enough to be a neck knife. And depending on what you're wearing, this would be right about the max limit I would go for a neck knife. Our blade stock thickness on this is 110 thousandths, and this entire stock is chamfered on both sides all the way around, including underneath and all the way through up into the sharpening choil. That's a nice detail that makes it very comfortable in hand. We've got very grippy jimping on both the top and the underside of this grip choil, this forward choil here. And then we also have usable jimping on top of the spine, allowing you to really choke up if you wanted to put some strength or control into some longer cuts. Where this is going to excel, though, besides the obvious tactical role, is as an EDC knife. The way this spear point brings this tip so low means you can very easily get it down onto a flat surface and use that very pokey tip for utility style cuts or any, like package opening. It's really going to be a pinch grip or utility grip style knife for your EDC. Now, it is big enough for me to get 4 fingers on with my pinky around that ring. I don't really like my pinky in the ring, even though you could use that as a knuckle duster, and it does kind of, feel controlled. But I also feel like your pinky could get hung up in this, trying to get it off of there. But as an index finger ring, it is large enough, and it does give you that bit of knuckle duster, for a little attitude adjustment. And I do have enough room that I am very, very locked in a beef jerky Avenger or Defender grip. Now, the size of this, you can also easily just wrap around and cap off. And between the G10 and the jimping on both the top and underside of that spine, you're not going anywhere. Even if you get some beef jerky juice on this, it's not going to slide. Speaking of, you are able to take these apart to clean it. And I kind of like how that's, it is captured screws, which is nice. And the other side has their L's. If this was mine, it would bug me until I lined those up the same way. But I do want to point out that we have Peo Blight texturing on our G10, as well as some milling, and it's chamfered all around, adding to that comfort in the grip. This neck knife comes in. You can pick this up on Amazon for $40. I will leave an Amazon link below. That will be an affiliate link, and that does help the channel. Completely up to you if you use it. A couple quick size comparisons before we move on. Let's just go with, there is the Kubi Dust Devil. The Dust Devil is just a little bit longer. And here is the Concept Corvid S. And the Concept Corvid S is almost the same length. Obviously, this is a lot more nimble and tactical style design. And for a life-saving purpose, this definitely would get the job done. This is going to poke into anything organic and open up very quickly. Let's take a quick look at this edge. And yeah, that does come very nice and sharp. I do not know what the HRC is on this, as these are listed on Amazon, and I don't see it on the Lothar website. However, I will link the Amazon listing below. If you like this knife, check it out. We're going to move on to our next knife. Our next EDC fixie is the Kizer Beaver. This is the Amazon exclusive version. There are multiple versions of the Beaver available, and the Beaver itself is an EDC fixie coming in with an overall length of exactly 6 inches with they call it a clip, a bit more of a drop point blade that comes in at 2.75 inches long, a handle length of 3.25 inches, a weight with the sheath of 3.79 ounces, and a blade stock thickness of a chunky 160 thousandths. This version is D2 and Micarta. Like I said, this is an Amazon exclusive. The D2 is coming in at 60 to 61 HRC. This is also available with Nitro V, and this is also available with G10 Scales, and there is a non-coated blade as well with that Nitro V. The ergos on the Beaver are killer. I am just able to get a full 4-finger grip, and with that 4-finger grip, I can use this first row of jimping back here, or I can go all the way up to that second row of jimping if I'm really locking in. However, where this truly excels is in any kind of pinch grip. Look at the way that micarta is chamfered, and whether you're holding it like this and you're doing any type of scraping or skinning or cutting down like that, or in a utility grip using that second row of jimping, you can really easily get that tip down or use that belly on a flat surface. It's also a very comfortable and controlled grip, again, if you're doing any skinning type cuts. It is just big enough to turn it around and cut towards you. And in a beef jerky Avenger grip, I have just enough room to cap off. And because of this blade guard here, I don't feel like I'm sliding, and micarta gets grippier as it gets wet throwing it around in a beef jerky Avenger, I do feel a little more likely to slide up because this is no longer stopping me. The sheath on this, Kizer nails the sheath. Sometimes they go back and forth. On the muskrat, it was perfect. On the hare, they went with a big old pancake style sheath that took up way too much space. This knife, falls in between the muskrat and the hare. And we have a beautiful Kydex taco sheath. Taco means one piece folded over. We only have one row of attachment options, but it really cuts down on the size of this sheath. The nice thing about it is this is a very good size for a pocket dropper EDC, and you can throw an ulti clip on here or your favorite style clip to carry that in your pocket. You can also use pull the dot loops like on the sheath on my custom Aries EDC fixed blade. You could throw these on there and carry it on your belt horizontally. So a lot of options to carry it. It comes with the narrow Tech Lock style clip with the adjustable length or width for your belt. It does have a nice solid click to it. We have, let me see if we have any rattle. I'm going to hold the clip so it's not clip rattle. I'm still just hearing it back here. I'm not getting any rattle of the knife in the sheath, and you have a very good push-off spot for your thumb there. Now, I know this hole is going to throw some people off because this doesn't look like the type of knife you would want a finger hole in, and that's not what this is. This is not a finger hole, but it's to bring down the weight of the knife. Do I think that they should have just put the hole in the actual tang of the blade and covered with and done a Micarta scale or G10 without the big hole in it? Just put a little lanyard hole? Yeah, because I think less people would think about that hole as something like a finger hole. So that is not what it is. You can't throw a lanyard in it, but really it just brings this down to such a very nice and comfortable weight, and it balances it, balances it very well right there with that weight reduction. Even though this is a chunkier blade stock, we do have a tall flat grind and a Kyzer edge, as you would expect. So the Beaver is very slicey, yet stout enough to do work. This would be a great smaller bushcraft knife, or woodworking knife, I should say. If you like these, they come in between $47 and $60 depending on the style. I will link a couple below, including this Amazon exclusive. Again, those will be affiliate links. We'll use those same two size comparison knives as we did earlier. Here is the Kubi Dust Devil, which as you can see is a fair bit longer. And now we will look at the Corvid S, which is going to come in slightly larger than our Kizer Beaver. I really like this as an EDC fixie to carry in front of your belt or in your pocket or even in your pack because it is such a comfortable user knife. I'd like to know your thoughts on it though, but we're going to move on to our last knife. Our last knife is the GiantMouse GMF1, a beautiful little 3-finger fixed blade coming in 690 and made in Italy. The GMF1, it has an overall length of 5.4 inches, a blade length of 2.6 inches, so a handle length of 2.8. It weighs 1.9 ounces and comes in at 60 HRC. The sheath is also handmade in Italy and very well stitched. The sheath is beautiful, but we are going to talk about something about that in a minute. We have a blade stock thickness of 150 thousandths, 57 thousandths. We have some nice jimping that does grip very well on top of that blade. And as you can see, the spine is crowned all the way around, which makes it a lot more comfortable in hand than it otherwise would be. And even though I am not typically a big fan of naked fixies, I like some type of scale material. Because of that crowning, it is comfortable to hold. As you can see, I get 3 fingers. I would have a small lanyard on the back of this to give me a 4th finger purchase when necessary. But this knife would mostly be used exactly like this. The Sheepsfoot blade is perfect for a utility or pinch grip, and that handle length fits my fingers perfectly. I can throw my finger up on this very comfortably curved spine or crown spine and use that tip just like I've got a sharp finger. You can get that belly down on a flat surface without busting your knuckles. This would be a great knife to use for opening packages, for doing any detailed cuts that you needed to do. And the pinch grip is where it's really going to excel. This has been through multiple reviewers, and this N690 is still pretty sharp. It seems like there is one spot right back here that might need a stropping, unless I caught that edge of the blade there. Now, there is no sharpening choil on this. The blade comes all the way back to the plunge grind termination. The plunge grind is done very well, and if you wanted to put your own sharpening choil in, it would be very easy to do, especially because this is a fixed blade, so you don't have to worry about stop pin placement or anything like that. We'll give this a quick wipe down with our Mad Yako Hank. I'm assuming they did this to give you the absolute most blade length possible, and so you didn't get anything hung up in there. But this isn't a tactical knife, so I wouldn't be too worried about getting something hung up in there. But it does absolutely get you the most length, sharpened edge that it can. We do have some jimping back in here too, where, inside of the grip area to help lock you in. And it does feel really good. You can feel it grabbing onto you. We also have a little bit on the back here, which helps it bite into your hand a little bit in those grips. Yeah, it's too small to do any type of reverse grip for me. But this knife would excel as a smaller backup carry for you, an office carry, because this isn't going to scare anybody, but it's going to do a lot of work for you. And this is also a great ladies' knife. The sheath, handmade in Italy, stitched beautifully well. The GiantMouse logo looks great on there. The edges are burnished, awesome. I mean, it just looks great all the way around. My only complaint is it's a sewn leather flap. And my belts can't go through this loop. I wear tactical belts. I can't put this on my belt. I would have much rather seen like a magnetic style, like some of the other Italian sheaths. A magnet here so that you could put it over your belt and then loop it or drop it. I would like it to be able to drop into a pocket, and it's definitely not set up for that. Yeah, an ulti clip, if it was made the other way around, so you could throw an ulti clip on this side, drop it in your pocket and clip it, it'd be a great pocket dropper. I could also see this being a very good neck knife, just not with this sheath. So while it's a beautiful sheath, if you're not looking to carry this on your belt, and you don't have a regular leather belt, it's not really going to help you much, the sheath. It'll hold the knife well, but it's hard. It's definitely not for my style of carry. However, there are a couple of options for that. Oak City Leatherworks, for like 90 something dollars, offers a set of leather scales and a leather pocket drop sheath with an ulti clip that are beautiful quality. You can get them in multiple different colors of leather. Check out Bando Picks review channel for his GMF1 that he got a beautiful green leather with brass screws to hold it on. And the leather scales and the leather sheath both look top notch. You can also reach out to our boy 1931 Leatherworks. Tactical Terry, I'll link 1931 Leatherworks below. But Terry has said he can do leather scales and a leather pocket drop sheath for this for only $50. The GMF1 comes in at $145. So you would have a beautiful pocket dropper sheath or knife with custom leather scales and sheaths for under $200. There is also an M390 and Blackwashed version of this for like $50 more. Or for a bit more, you can get the XL, which does have multiple scale options. So there are definitely several options in the GMF1 line. We'll give you the size comparisons one more time. This is going to be a much smaller EDC knife. Let's compare it to the knives we've looked at today. We'll start off with the Beaver. And the 6-inch Beaver is going to come in definitely slightly, just over half an inch longer. And then our Lothar Porcupine is going to be slightly longer than both. So we've got 3 different EDC fixies of 3 completely different styles. I do want to point out that the sharpening choil on both of these is done pretty well. The Beaver sharpening choil is done very well, and Lothar, they did get a decent sharpening choil in there. You'll get a sharpening or 2 before you'd want to cut your own in. So, 3 knives, 3 styles. What's your favorite? Let me know. Have a killer day, night, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. Stay safe, stay frosty, but most importantly, stay deadly.